No, I was going to say, I realized that I've just hit a wall because I'm going to be like, I play a hooker with a heart of gold. And that's, I'm getting too silly. I play the CEO of an online e-commerce business. Who do you play, Bob?
No, I make it worse. No.
And it's a very fast-growing company. 18 months ago, she was the boss and the employee working out of her kitchen table. And now she has over 200 people working at her company. So, and she needs a little bit of help, which she gets in the form of Bob's character.
And I'm a guy who has retired, but travels around and this and that. Found different things to distract myself, but really, shoot me at the end of the day. I just want to. I see this ad for this internship, if you will, and so that gets it. You know, and I do the audition, if you will. As an actor, I say audition. Otherwise, it's a what would you say? It's an application video or whatever.
Yeah, what did they say? Like it's a cover letter video?
Yeah, something like that. So that's it. And in that the monologue, which I like a lot, he expresses how he feels, why he wants to do it, why he's done other things, and they're not really working. And this is probably, you know, if he gets it, be a good thing for him.
Now there's a whole complete role reversal, mentor becoming mentee. He also becomes the voice of feminism in this film.
Right.
Can we talk about that?
Well, yeah.
And did you sometimes paint yourself about that you're working here with such a legend like Mr. Niro?
I prefer the pin. Sticking myself with a pin. Yeah, I mean, and not just Bob, no offense, but Nancy as well. I've wanted to be in a Nancy Meyers movie for a really long time, and it was great. It was nice to feel like the newbie on set, you know, between the two of them.
Now, as the intern, you're surrounded by a lot of young actors.
Mm-hmm.
How do you find that they're different than you guys were in the 70s?
Well, they're just younger. I don't know whether they're that different. They're also, the actors were kind of comedians, I think, you know, and so they had a slightly different thing about them than just actors. They were funny actors, and so, but I like them because I like young people, and then they were great, you know, they had fun. Like, nobody takes things too seriously, but you have to do the work. You've gotta deliver, and so I had a good time with them. I can't really say the difference. They're young people, so you know.
Well, when you started, when you did Mean Streets, I mean that was a very different kind of filmmaking in those days.
Yes.
How did you guys were really lucky, or?
I don't know whether we were lucky. I mean, lucky as far as being able to do that kind of movie. I suppose, you know, today they do a lot more independent films, so people are lucky now, young actors and just everybody involved in a film, because so many more films are being done independently. In the days of Mean Streets and Greetings, Hi Mom, especially a few years earlier than that, there were very few independent films that I could see, especially for someone like me. So now it's a lot more. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm qualified to ask. People are saying the 70s, and then as opposed to today. Well, the 70s was the 70s, today is today. It's different. As I say, there's a lot of independent films being done, so that's good. There's also these big science fiction type movies, whatever. I mean, they kind of started in the 70s. I think the first big blockbuster film was The Godfather, then it was Jaws, then it was, I think, E.T., and some that sort of order. The big comedies like Ghostbusters and some of the...
I have a question. Do you want to be an Avenger?
Well, what is an Avenger?
They're the stars now.
Would you?